So I've started working on something. It's a clone of Terraria. I'm doing it as a little hobby project, I think. I'd like to take it in a bit of a different direction. I'd like for multiple playthroughs to have different paths to the ending, unlike Terraria, where you mostly have to accomplish the same goals in every playthrough. One of my main areas of focus is player movement. I want movement to feel skilled, especially whenever you're in combat or doing platforming challenges. And so that sort of takes me into the first thing I did with the project, which is player collision. I've never been good at reliable platformer collision, and this is one of the first projects where I've actually been successful in implementing a system which feels reliable. I also implemented a lot of platformer feely stuff. The style of movement is meant to get the player where they actually want to go. You'll bump out of the way of the ceiling whenever you're jumping. There's also a few frames of coyote time where you'll be able to jump while midair. It's honestly what I've spent the most time on thus far. I also, serendipitously implemented AI on accident. I kind of intended to make it, but I didn't realize that Terraria's AI occupied all but 10 lines of code. Seriously, it works identical to the zombies, and I put no effort into it whatsoever. I just made them walk in the direction of you, and jump sometimes whenever they hit a wall. What I'd really like to do is implement a lot of variety with AI, and potentially even have them work together as a group like in Halo. Maybe there will be a squad of enemies that you take down instead of just individual actors. So, on to the art. I am a digital artist. Examples of work here. But I'm not a pixel artist, and that's kind of a problem. But the way the game looks is very important to me, and unfortunately this is generally true with almost all of my projects. You can see I spend way more time on the art than I should very early into development, but that's just the way I am, and that's why I'm a hobbyist and not a professional. And so I did implement a light propagation system. It's basically just what Terraria uses. I added some features to blur the light and some settings to increase the resolution of the propagation, but it doesn't actually look that good, so I'm just kind of sticking with the slightly blurred version. I would really like to implement a more advanced system of lighting than Terraria has. I would like to include HDR, meaning the light values can get higher than just 255 and illuminate the environment in a much more extreme way. I also wanted to do something potentially with global illumination and ambient occlusion, but I have no idea how practical that actually is to implement in a 2D setting, and I don't know if I'm skilled enough to make that sort of a thing performant. So, I don't know if this is going to become a series or not, but if it were, the next episode would probably be about World Gem, which you can see I've kind of done a little bit with, but it's very daunting, and I've never done it before, so I guess we'll just have to see how that pans out. So if you do want to see more stuff like this, do subscribe, and maybe in time I'll upload a second one. I'm trying to keep these low effort so it doesn't take too much time out of development and, well, frankly, more important stuff that I need to do in my life. So, thanks for watching. I'm trans, by the way.